You are listening to the Becoming the Wealthy You podcast with Jermaine Foley. If you're a woman who makes good money in your career or business, but you're not building wealth like you want to, then you're in the right place. In this podcast, you'll learn how to stop overspending, break free from the cycle of debt, save lots of cash, and become the wealthy woman you were born to be. Let's dive in. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Okay, so I've been doing something over the last couple of months, and I want to share it with you all today, and I'm excited to share it. At first, I was just like, maybe I'll talk about it once I'm finished, but I decided that this was the perfect time to share, and so here it is. I have been taking a break from shopping. This started January 1st, and it's going all the way through July 1st. And it's not because I'm in debt or because I messed up or because I'm just really overspending. It's because of what I've been noticing. So every month, I give myself a set amount of personal spending money, and I teach my clients how to do this same thing. Now, I wasn't going over that money at all, but I found myself spending pretty much all of it, which is fine because that's what it was for. But when I look back at where that money was going, it was so random. It was on clothes I didn't need, things I had already had versions of, and a lot of it was just boredom shopping, right? I was in a town that had a Marshall's and I just went in because I needed to kill time, and boom, here I am. I have a whole bunch of new stuff that sometimes just sit in the bag and I forget all about them until I'm like, oh, what's in here? And then I see it and maybe I wear it, maybe I don't. And on top of that, when I look ahead at the next 6 to 8 months of my life, I have a lot of things going on, a lot of cool things to look forward to, and they all cost thousands of dollars. I have a graduation party that I'm planning, taking my son on a senior trip with his class, and we have a nice vacation planned for our family for the summer. And I thought I can keep spending this money randomly and figure out all these other things as I get closer to them, or I could be proactive. And this is the conversation I started to have with myself at the end of last year. I was thinking about all of this, the random shopping, the things that I had coming up. And I decided that I didn't want to just wing it. I didn't want to just figure it out as I got closer. I didn't want to do the things that I talked about in episode 164 and 165, which was being reactive versus proactive with my money management. So that's what I decided to do. So I will tell you guys at the end of 2025, I knew this was coming and I toyed around with how long, and I came up with a number this way because I know what my triggers are. My triggers are if I ever have like a work trip to go on, I find myself buying something new to wear. If I have a vacation, oh my gosh, it's like I think I need a new wardrobe every time I go somewhere, and I hardly ever get to wear all the cool summer clothes that I have throughout the year. So it's just like, why not just wear what you already have? So I have a method to my madness on why I chose the 6-month time frame. One was because I wanted to challenge myself and grow around my spending triggers. I knew I had like 3 different work trips coming up and 2 vacations, and I wanted the break from shopping to last through all of those because I feel like that's really going to build my muscle and give me the reset that I need. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. And again, I have all these things coming up and they all go into that time frame, which is July 1st. We actually come back from our family vacation on July 4th. So that will take me all the way through. And I have been doing very, very well. I don't think I've made a slip up once. Not one time have I slipped up, and it's been exactly 2 months. So we've gone through all of January and we've gone through all of February, and I'm continuing to go strong. Now, that doesn't mean that I am not tempted. It doesn't mean that I don't have urges. And we're going to, again, talk about all of that in this episode, because all of that matters, especially when you're engaging in something like this. You are human, right? I'm human. I still have urges. I still have desires. I still have impulses. But what I want you to know is that just because you have urges, desires, and impulses, that doesn't mean you have to act on them. And I'm telling you, this is the cheat code for women who make good money and want to build wealth. You have to get your overspending under control. You have to be the boss of your money. Instead of letting urges control you, instead of letting those impulses control you, you have to start controlling them. And I talk about this all the time. Like, my biggest issue when I was deep in debt was my overspending. And listen, I want you to hear this. This was not about deprivation. I'm not depriving myself. I don't feel restricted. I don't feel deprived, because I have a really strong reason why I'm doing this. And the truth is, I need nothing. Not one thing, not one. And so those two things, coupled with having the why, like, okay, I've got all these events coming up. I want to fund them without dipping into my savings and without going into credit card debt. So if I'm going to do all of these things, right, all kind of clustered together within the first half of the year, I need to be proactive with how I use my money. And so that is what this episode is all about. And that is what I really, really want you all to grasp. That's why I did those 2 episodes recently on, reactive money management and proactive money management, because I think sometimes we believe that we're just out of control. We're just undisciplined. We have no self-control. And I want you to take your power back when it comes to your finances. This is the work I do with my clients. We take our power back. One of my clients, she has been working with me for a while. And after like the 4th meeting, because I meet with my clients one-on-one, it's private coaching. So if you're interested in it, all you have to do is go to jermainefoley.com/consult and book a free consultation, and we'll look at where you are, where you want to be. And if we both feel like it's a good fit to work together, I'll tell you exactly what that looks like. But one of my clients, it was like her 4th meeting with me, and she was just like, Jermaine, I feel so in control of my money. And I'm so proud of her, because she just went for a raise, a promotion, and she just got it and just increased her income by like $30,000 a year. But this is what happens when you start working on your money, when you have someone in your corner pushing you and helping you to believe in yourself and going after new opportunities and being open to receiving more money, but not just receiving it, but managing it well. Because I believe when you manage what you have well, then when more money comes in, it's a blessing, right? It's not an additional burden. You're not wondering where it all goes. So many people, they make more money and there's like, I'm making the money, but it doesn't feel like it. I got a promotion, but it doesn't feel like it, because if you don't already know how to manage the money that you already have, then more money is not going to fix whatever's going on. More money is not going to get you out of debt. More money is not going to make your life easier. It's actually probably going to stress you out, because you're just going to be like, I'm making more, but my life is still the same. What in the world is going on? So the most beautiful thing you can do for yourself, the most loving gift you can give yourself, is the gift of being in control of your money. And this is not about restriction. It's not about deprivation or any of that. It's just like, it's about loving your current self and your future self. It is about doing what's best for you now and what's best for you in the future. And so I want you all to know that you have the power to take control of your money, to take back control of it. I don't care who you are. I don't care how far gone you think you are. I don't care what you've done in the past, how much debt you find yourself back in again. If your credit cards keep returning, right? The credit card debt keeps coming back. If you save and spend it, if you feel like you should be further along, it doesn't matter, because you can always draw a line in the sand and decide that your future will be different than your past. And that is my mission. That is my goal. I help people do it on this podcast every week. And then I help people actually implement everything in my one-on-one coaching program. So if you're interested in that, you are welcome to check out the show notes, or again, go to jermainefoley.com/consult. So I've said this a couple times already, but I'm going to say it again. This break that I'm taking from shopping is not about restriction. It's about self-leadership. And just because you have the money to spend doesn't mean it's the best use of your money, right? Like I said earlier, I give myself a certain amount of money every month that I can spend however I want to. But I was looking at that and I'm like, this is just random. This is just, boredom spending. I don't even need or use the things. I'm going to reallocate that money to something else. So instead of succumbing to my usual spending urges and acting oblivious to all the upcoming expenditures I have coming up, I decided to take a break from shopping and intentionally reallocate that money to what really matters to me in this season of my life. So this is the epitome of proactive money management. Now, the cool thing about this is that this break has two benefits. The first one is external and very obvious, and the other one is not so obvious because it's an internal benefit. So here's the external one. I'll have more money available to fund what's coming up. Instead of scrambling, I'm preparing now, and I'm going to be able to take my vacations and do all the things, give my son an amazing party without feeling financially strapped, without stressing, and having peace of mind and enjoying the entire process without money being an issue. But the internal benefit is actually the one I'm most excited about. And the internal benefit is this. I'm learning to get even better at sitting with the urges to spend instead of just giving in to them. I'm learning to notice what I'm actually craving in the moment when I have an urge to spend instead of immediately solving that urge with a purchase. Think about an itch. You can scratch the itch, but if the itch keeps coming back, you're like, okay, why? You want to observe that itch and be like, why am I constantly itching in this one spot? There might be a rash there. There may be a bug bite. There may be a reason, right? And so if you're constantly getting these urges to spend, there's something going on. And so that is what I'm really excited about. Like, I'm noticing why the urges come. So what I'm noticing is that in the moment when I want something, it's not the dress or the blazer that I'm craving. It's usually rest or stimulation or a shift in energy or something to look forward to. And if I can identify that, I don't need to outsource that to Amazon or Zara or whatever shopping app I'm on, or Nordstrom, right? Or whatever shopping app I'm looking at. So that's the reset. It's not about deprivation. It's just becoming aware, like, okay, what am I really needing in the moment? Why does this urge keep popping up? Why does this itch keep reoccurring? Maybe I need an antibiotic. Maybe I have a bug bite. Maybe there's something deeper that I need to look at. So this has nothing to do with punishment. This is all about growth and being proactive and being in control of my money and in control of my behaviors. So you may be thinking, okay, Jermaine, this sounds great. But how do you actually do this when you're in the moment, right? You see something and you just want it and the urge is there. Sometimes those urges happen so fast that you don't even recognize what's going on. All you notice is that, okay, I just bought something. I just put my credit card into the computer and I hit the button buy now and it'll be here in a couple of days. Or maybe you're at the store, maybe you're at Target or somewhere else, Nordstrom Rack, Marshall's, Nordstrom, wherever, and you're just like, all I know is I'm walking out the door with a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't planning to buy. And so you might be like, how do you interrupt that when you're in it? So I'm going to walk you through it right now. If you've been listening and realizing that money is the one area you just can't seem to figure out, even though you're successful everywhere else, hear me when I say this. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that traditional money advice wasn't made for women like you. Women who earn good money, want to build wealth, and still enjoy their lives. My clients all start where you are, paying off the same credit cards over and over again, saving up to a certain amount only to spend it back down, or feeling like based on their income, they should be so much further along by now. But with my help, they change all of that. One client paid off over $11,000 in credit card debt and never ran it back up again. Another saved $5,000 in just 2 months. And another went on multiple vacations without going back into credit card debt. They are not special unicorns. They're women just like you, great at making money and ready to finally get great at not only enjoying it, but also keeping it and growing it. So if you've been listening and thinking she's talking directly to me, this invitation is for you. Don't keep pushing this off. You and I can fix this together, privately, safely, and without judgment. All you have to do is go to jermainefoley.com/consult to book your wealth building strategy consultation or click on the link in the show notes. Let's finally get you unstuck with money. Because I understand how intense the feelings can be, and I know how fast they happen. Like I said, you don't even know what you're doing until you've done it. So I have a motto that I've talked about on the podcast before. It's called pause before you pay. Okay? Pause before you pay. But that sounds cute, right? You might be like, okay, fine, that sounds amazing, but how do you actually do it? Before I tell you how to do it, here's what I want you to understand what typically happens. Most people live in this framework. See it, want it, buy it. See it, want it, buy it. See it, want it, buy it. So it's like so fast, you don't even know what's going on. And before you know it, like I said, you're walking out the store with the bags, or you've pressed buy now on the computer or on your phone. Instead of following that framework, we want to slow it down. And so what I'm practicing and what I teach my clients to practice is to see it, want it, pause, decide. See it, want it, pause, then decide. That pause, you guys, changes everything, because we talk a lot about the prefrontal cortex and the primitive brain, right? The toddler brain and the adult brain. When you're in that see it, want it, buy it framework, that is your primitive brain. That's the toddler running the show. It doesn't want you to wait. It wants you to do it fast. It wants that instant gratification. Give it to me now, right? But if you decide that, okay, I already know that this is an area that I want to work on, I am going to intentionally become awake and aware of my shopping behaviors and my shopping patterns and my spending patterns. So awareness is the key. And then decide, instead of just letting myself go through that framework, see it, want it, buy it so fast, I am going to intentionally pay attention. I'm going to start paying attention to myself, to what I'm feeling, to my spending triggers, because you know what your triggers are. And if you don't know, start paying attention. Like for me, I know if I have a work trip, if I have a vacation, those are spending triggers. So this shopping break that I'm on, I am exposing myself to those triggers, right? 3 work trips, 2 personal trips, and I let the urge be there. I see the urge, I want the thing, and I just pause. But for you, start noticing your triggers. What are your triggers, right? And then when you're in them, if you already know that you want to go through this framework, see it, want it, and you want to pause and then decide, then that is going to really set you up. Because that pause is giving your prefrontal cortex an opportunity to get back in charge. Whenever you put time and space in between an impulse to buy something and actually buying it, that's where you give your prefrontal cortex an opportunity to get back in charge. So again, the pause changes everything. So when I feel the urge to buy something, I don't negotiate with myself. I don't shame myself. I just say, oh my gosh, okay, here's an urge. This is a shopping urge. That's it. And naming it moves you from being inside of the urge to actually observing it. And most urges lose their power when you see them clearly. When you are like, okay, this is an urge, it seems to dissipate really, really fast. And you don't have to answer every urge. Just because you have an urge or an impulse to buy something, it doesn't mean you have to give into it. Urges literally last for minutes. You can handle an urge. If you can get in control of your behaviors and know, like, just because an urge comes my way doesn't mean I have to give into the urge. Just because I want something doesn't mean I have to buy it. Just because I see something doesn't mean I have to have it. That is a powerful place to be in. That is when you are, again, taking back control instead of you being controlled by the urges and the desires and the impulses. Because the more you can do this, the more you rewire your brain, and those urges will stop coming as often. Because they're like, she's not paying attention to us. Let's just stop, right? They'll stop coming. So the urges will stop appearing so often. Okay. Now, after you name it, if that doesn't really take the edge off, then you can ask another question. What am I craving in this moment? Because whatever it is, I promise you, shopping won't fix it. It will make you feel better in the moment. It will mask over whatever you're needing, but it's not going to solve the problem. The problem will still be there waiting for you after you buy the thing. And so it's like a double whammy, double consequences. You still have to deal with the root cause, whatever's causing your cravings, whatever's there, whatever you have that's unmet, that unmet need. And now you've bought something that you weren't planning to buy. So sometimes what you're really craving in the moment is relief, it's stimulation, it's a reward, it's the need to feel put together, it's the need to feel elevated. And a lot of those needs can be met outside of spending. Let's go through them. Relief. Sometimes you just need maybe to give yourself a break, give yourself a mini vacation. Maybe you need to get away to a corner of your house where it's just you, and like if you have kids and a husband, just send them away and just say, Mom needs a day, a half a day just to herself, right? You just need that relief. Sometimes you're bored, right? You're going through the motions at work, and maybe there's a pull for something more and you're ignoring that. And so instead of really stimulating yourself and stretching yourself and evolving yourself, you're just spending over it, right? And you could fix it by just getting to the root cause of, why are you always bored? What's going on? What am I really needing in that moment? Because I promise you, shopping won't fix it. It will make you feel better temporarily, but it's not going to fix it. If you need a reward to feel put together or to feel elevated, again, those are things that you can do outside of spending. I bet you have plenty of items already sitting in your closet that you can use to elevate your look, put things together, put outfits together. You can snap pictures of some of your items and put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, what's a great way to style this? And it will help you. And then if you need a reward, what kind of reward do you need? Is it affirmation? Do you need to feel proud of yourself? Do you need to recognize all the things you've done? That in itself is a reward. Sometimes we go, and we don't compliment ourselves. We don't affirm ourselves. And we think that something outside of us will make us feel better, when the truth is, you need to acknowledge how hard you work. You need to acknowledge how much of a badass you are. And then sometimes it's exhaustion, right? A lot of shopping happens late at night. And sometimes what we're really craving is just rest and sleep. And so one of the most powerful financial moves you can make is just to go to bed. I heard a fitness influencer talk about this. He's like, if you're craving a snack and it's after a certain time, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Same with shopping. If you're wanting to buy something and it's late at night, just go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you probably won't even remember what you were considering buying. And then the next part is this. Do not rely on willpower. Do not rely on yourself being motivated. Rely on protocols. So I have plenty of them when it comes to shopping. I have the 24-hour sleep on it rule. Actually, I've extended that to 48 hours. So I have the 48-hour sleep on it rule. I have the no shopping in bed rule for me, because I found that a lot of my spending was happening late at night in bed. And again, all I needed to do was just go to sleep. but this was a big one for me. So I had to really come up with a protocol around that. So you can come up with your own protocols. And this is something that I help my clients with based on their own life, their own triggers. We come up with protocols. I've had clients who are like really big gift givers. So we've come up with protocols around how they give gifts, how much they spend. And that was like one of their things that they would just go overboard and overspend on was gifts, because that was something that they were using to show their love to someone else. And we really got to the bottom of that and helped them to see that a gift isn't the only way you can show someone love. And how can you love yourself and that person in the moment? So a lot of times we sacrificially love, where we'll do everything for someone else and we'll leave ourselves broke and stressed about money. And so how can you love yourself and the person? By giving them something thoughtful and something that you can actually feel good about financially, where it's not going to leave you feeling financially stressed or strapped. And then I have another client who is a part of all these amazing organizations, and she's always being invited to things. And she has this huge social network. And every time she goes to an event, she felt like she needed something new. And we came up with a protocol around, okay, this is how you decide if you're going to buy something new or not. So everyone has different triggers, and you just need to identify yours. And this is something that I help my clients do pretty in-depthly. So to wrap this up, I want to reiterate what I said earlier. My break from shopping is not about deprivation. It's not about restriction. It is about being proactive. It is about managing my money in a way that is going to take care of me today and my future self. It is about being in control of my money and interrupting that see it, want it, buy it loop that we all can find ourselves in at times. And it is a huge, huge wealth stealer. And so if this is something that you struggle with, if this is something that you find yourself doing, if you're constantly seeing yourself stuck in the cycle of credit card debt, not being able to save, feeling far behind, even though you make good money, it's a good chance that overspending is one of the reasons why that's happening to you. And I'm excited to share that over the next several episodes, I am going to be going deeper into different spending patterns and reasons why we do this. So if you know someone who can benefit from this information, this series, please invite them to become a listener of Becoming the Wealthy You podcast. We drop new episodes every Tuesday. I would love for you to listen along with your friends. And if you've been a longtime listener and you enjoy this podcast and you haven't had a chance to leave a review on Apple yet, please do. Take a few seconds, give it an honest review, and it can be short and sweet. Let people know, because the more 5-star reviews we get, the more Apple will push the show out to more people so other people can find this and literally change their lives. All right. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, if money is the one area of life you just can't seem to figure out, even though you make good money, you're not alone. That's why you're invited to book a complimentary one-to-one money consultation with me, so that we can figure out how to solve your biggest money challenges. To sign up, simply go to jermainefoley.com/consult or check out the show notes. Hope to meet you soon.